And he was like, hey, son, as he was sliding my money away, never play another man's game.
This your boy, Ty Corbett, host of the No Excuse podcast. We'd like to welcome you in, and if you want to learn more about staying motivated, staying tuned in, this is the place to be. We make no excuses for being great. So from mindset to motivation, from entrepreneurship to being helpful in your community, this is the place to be. Watch, look, listen, and learn. Stay tuned in. Today, we have a special guest in the building. I am so happy to have this guest. This is a good friend of mine. We actually went to high school together. This guy right here is very, very, very knowledgeable about finance. He is actually helping me with some things on my credit and things that I need to get straight, but I am happy to introduce him. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself. Mr. Brandon Downson, we're happy to have you here today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. And it's delightful, man. As always, man, to have my guy, Mr. Brandon, here, because, man, when I think about it, man, we had so much fun in high school, man. And I remember coming to Colonel White and being introduced to you, man. And I remember we used to kick it. I can go back to when you had the grade, was it a 9.8? A 9.8. We used to kick it in the 9.8, man. So going back and just reliving some of the memories, man, we had a good time, man. So I'm going to give you a second, man. I want you to introduce yourself, tell the people exactly what you do and what you got going on right now.
All right. My name is Brandon Downson. I'm a financial advisor. I've been doing that for a few years. Licensed insurance, licensed mortgage broker. Currently starting my own business, combining all my licenses and knowledge together and trying to put it all under one roof and try to create something for the people.
Man, that's great. That's great, man. We are happy to have you here today, man. That's very, very important because a lot of people, and I know the public, man, some of y'all might be out there and you kind of just dealing with some things. Maybe you want to get a house. Maybe you just want to get some credit things together or just kind of get your finances in order. You got some financial things that you're just trying to understand how, and you have money coming in, but you spending money, you really don't know what you're doing with it. And before you look up, your whole check is gone. And I know some of us are having those experiences. This is the person to talk to. Mrs. Dawson got all these great ways and great tips to really kind of get you in line with how to spend your money and manage your money, you know, a little bit better than what you may be doing. I just kind of want you to kind of tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are now. Was you always into numbers and money, or did you just kind of just jump into it?
Man, it depends on how far back you want to go, for real. I've always loved talking money and finances. It started when I was a kid.
Okay.
And playing Monopoly. That's my favorite game.
Yes.
And to me, it just taught me the basis of everything. And so once I graduated college, I've always known that's what I wanted to do. But you got to pay bills.
Yes.
So I went down the corporate path. Did that for a bunch of years. Then once I was doing that, finances still wasn't where I wanted them to be.
Yeah.
Found me a financial advisor.
Okay.
And that's what changed my life.
Change your life.
Yeah.
Change your life.
So I went to school for business. So you take finance class, you take accounting class, and they teach you the basis, but don't nobody teach you how to put it together. So
that's powerful.
Yeah. So they could teach you 1, 2, 3. That don't mean they teaching you how to count. You know what I'm saying?
Say that again.
Right. So when I got with my financial advisor, she made a lot of the lessons make sense.
Okay.
She put it all together for me. And so once I started to understand money better, we had a different relationship. And so that's where it all began. And so I was gone from Enterprise and just was like, okay, what now? Right?
Take the next step.
Right. And so first I needed a break, though, I ain't gonna lie. Had to have a break. You know what I'm saying? Talk about mental health.
Yeah.
You had to have that break because I exhausted myself. I gave it everything I had. So, and you know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad about that at all.
Yeah.
They taught me so much. He taught me how to run a business.
And let's go there for a second because I really want to stress the importance of mental health. I think oftentimes we don't realize how important that is, and even to have that solid foundation, because if our mentals aren't right, how can we build a business? How can we build and really understand where we want to go in life if our mental capacity, if our brains aren't working and operating in the capacity that they need to go in? So how did you know that you needed that mental break? How did you really get to that point?
I was exhausted. That's all there is to it. Like for me, it's easy for me to get up. You know, I text you at 6 o'clock in the morning. You tell me you're a morning person, I'm up.
Yeah.
So I love work. It's not work to me.
Yes.
When it became work, and I had to, I'm like, it's been times, man, I cried on the edge of the bed. You know what I'm saying? Before my feet hit the ground, like, man, I hate this. Like, I hate living like this.
Wow.
Man, it was dark when I went to work. It was dark when I came home. I had to go buy me an air fryer just because I was falling asleep cooking dinner. Like, it was real. But that's, when you hungry in corporate world, you know what I'm saying? No excuses.
No excuse.
Short-staffed, it didn't matter. No excuses. I had to just put in the extra hours. But I was putting in extra hours for somebody else. Right? That's when I left there. It was, to be honest, I didn't even start my own business. It happened on accident.
Wow.
Yeah. So Enterprise was with the company I was working for. And so they provided my car. And so once I left them, I didn't have no car.
Wow.
Right.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So I was at home. Shoot, I didn't even think about it till one of my old boys called me.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, big, I know you ain't got no wheels. I'm like, man, I'm like, yo, I just said I was about to run the Roosters. Like,
Yeah.
how am I getting there? Like, I didn't have no wheels. I just wasn't used to having no wheels. I done had wheels my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So you talk about the 9.8 back in high school. Like, man, I ain't never had no wheels. So he's like, bro, I know you ain't used to it. I was like, man. So he's like, let me come pull down with the truck. Like, take me home. This yours. I'm like, man, that's love.
Yeah.
So then I could keep his truck forever though. So I was like, okay. So we talked about credit, finances. I had built myself up where I had a relationship with the bank. I could walk in the right path and just ask for money.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I walked in the right path. I was like, I need $5,000. He was like, all right. I walked out, told my pops, went to the auction.
Yes.
Bought a car. Started with it was a Grand Prix. It was the car I had. I had a Grand Prix that was cleaned up. Before I, you know what I'm saying?
That was the thing though back
before I grew up, you know what I'm saying? I had my Grand Prix, the 22s on the Kentucky now. So I fell in love with this Grand Prix at the auction, like, oh yeah, that's me. Get it, drove it for a couple of days. Somebody wanted it. Everything for sale. I'm man. So sold that, ran back, got another one. Sold that, ran back, got another one. The next thing you know, they was like, look, I had sold so many cars. The state was like, nah, you can't sell them on the cars.
Yes.
So then I was like, okay, I'll start putting them in my pop's name. You know what I'm saying? Just hustling it. Yes. Then eventually I was like, yo, this is insane. I'm running out of names to put these cars in, this, that, and the other. Like,
now legitimate.
Yeah, this is a business. Yes. Like, there's the fear factor is gone. You know you can sell these cars. All right, let's go legit. Yes. And then that's a whole nother no excuses story right there.
There we go.
Man, look, I'm trying to tell you, I ran into every obstacle possible trying to start this business, right? And it started with just, okay, how do I start a business? So I literally started it off Google. Now, I knew how to run a business, but I didn't know how to start no car dealership. So how do
you ain't make no excuses for that.
Oh, man, I don't care if I know how to do it. The knowledge is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I told everybody, look, I got a $1,200, $1,600 phone I paid for, you know? Like, man, there's no excuses not to have this information because Google is at my fingertips. My phone literally does everything. I put it's my calendar, it's my voicemail, it's my secretary, it is my business. You're saying like there are no excuses. Like, if you are making excuses, it's because you choose to make excuses. And the difference between the excuses and reason is your acceptance of it.
There it is.
Right? So you accept it as a reason. That's what makes it a reason. Other than that, it's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
Period. So, yeah.
So now you get into this business. Now you realize, okay, I got something here.
Right.
I got something here. Now, what you doing business and what you making it, making that choice. And that's a life decision because when we get into business, and I think, a lot of people don't understand this, is that when you choose to get into business, you have to think business.
Right.
It's no longer, and I think a lot of people get into business, but they still, they put a lot of emotion into business. You got to take the emotion out of business. You have to think business. The choices that you make is about business. Take the emotion out of it and think business. So did that come from your upbringing? Was that something your pops taught you, moms taught you? Where did you kind of get into that at?
Nah, man, hard knocks.
Hard knocks.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Man, so look, we talk about mental health, right?
Yes.
I came up in corporate world with enterprise.
Okay.
And you got to play those corporate politics.
Okay.
And I mean, even before enterprise, other companies, you got to play those corporate politics. I've always thrived. I've always just that determination not to lose has always put me in positions to where you had to deny me, right? And so when I got to enterprise, there was none of that. but you still, even though I was the best, there was other people in the room that was the best.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So then, of course, we want to make excuses, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm black.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's not an excuse. At the end of the day, I'm going to go to you. You got to tell me why I'm not promoted.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But see, I got promoted so quickly at times, like, it took a while for me. The first time I got told no was like, what do you mean you telling me no?
Yes.
I was an assistant manager. I was a branch manager, still take assistant manager training classes for 3 months. Like, they even know it could be done. I didn't know it could be done.
Yes.
But that's what I was doing. I was running a branch as a management trainee anyway.
Uh-huh.
And I was competing, but I was beating the branch managers. I was doing it. I didn't even know what I was doing. They had to tell me what I was doing. I failed my test. I was beating the branch managers. This goes back to the politics I'm telling you.
Yes.
I was beating the branch managers and everything they was doing. I couldn't pass the test to become a manager, become assistant manager. No one taught me anything. They gave me a paper, stapled it. I was like, that's a study guide.
But they wouldn't teach.
Didn't nobody teach me. My area manager was supposed to teach me for the branch that I was about to go run. I went out there. They were shorthanded. And then just who I am, I seen a dude out there struggling. So I was like, nah, I'd start teaching. Because that's just like why I do what I do now. I hate to see somebody struggle where they shouldn't be struggling at.
Absolutely.
You're right. And because don't nobody teach me, I understood how it felt to have to just struggle to teach you and fight, call for everything when somebody else gets it so easy and somebody else can just show you how to do it.
Yeah.
And you could be so much farther. And so I'm not gonna let him struggle like that. So I spent my time teaching him. By the time we closed that down, he took me to Applebee's down the street, Huber Heights. He took me to Applebee's. We was in there for a couple minutes. It was loud. It was busy because now we into the dinner crowd. We were supposed to be in there by ourselves, but now we was working. And then he got a call, so he paid for dinner and bounced out.
What? And didn't teach you nothing?
Didn't teach me nothing. So this is what gets crazy at. I go to take my test, and it's a grill. So it's just an area manager. It's the department heads quizzing you about their departments. You can't fake that. You can't fake that. So they expecting me to come in there and ball out.
Yeah.
I'm on the matrix I'm on the matrix as an MT. My branch is number 1. I'm running a satellite. And on the satellite, they're like, is he? Because I had a bet, because I'm competitive as it gets.
Yeah.
And so I had a bet with my branch manager. I was like, bro, I'm gonna have more cars and better numbers than you with this satellite. Give me 3 months. Like, give me 3 months.
Yeah.
And so I did it. And so you had to answer to me. So they, all right, B, he gonna come here and ball out. Now I bombed that test miserably. They stopped it. They shut it down. They didn't let me finish it. Like, that's how bad I bombed. That's how bad I bombed that test.
But you know how deep that is for you to come in here and admit, because most people won't do that. Most people won't admit to that. But you came and you said, man, I did awful.
Yeah, bombed it.
Did awful.
Bombed it. Stopped the tests. Won't even let me finish.
Yeah, get out. Get out.
Time out. Stop.
Said that.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Flag on the play.
Yeah. And so I remember my GM came into the room and was like, Brandon, because me and him, I was my dog. We had a relationship. He was like, talk to me. How is it that my number 1 prospect just failed this test? He's like, now, before you answer, 1, you know our relationship, we don't lie to each other.
Yes.
2, I'm pretty sure I already know. And so he know me, I ain't trying to snitch on nobody.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't prepared. He was like, well, let me ask you how'd you get prepared?
Yeah.
So he started doing some digging. At the end of the day, didn't nobody train me. And so I had the department heads come into the room, and each of the department heads offered to train me themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So they took me back out there to Columbus. The way they taught me too is I'm discovering now, breaking into that mental health part, I'm ADHD. I didn't even know that then. I didn't know that growing up. Put myself through college, put myself through my insurance exam. You know what I'm saying? Put myself, talk about failing your way to the success.
ADHD. Now let's dissect into that, because ADHD is part of mental health. Yeah. And a lot of us, and I know when we go back and look at that, when we were younger, and I know in our generation, that wasn't even a diagnosis back in the day.
Right.
I mean, when I was younger and when you were younger, we wasn't even dealt with ADHD. They wasn't even talking about that. You was just hyper.
Right.
They tell you sit down somewhere.
Or you was bad.
Yeah. So
talkative in class people.
Exactly. Right. So now when we look at and say ADHD, and I know now, you got IEPs and all those things. But when you look at that now, and you say your mental health and how you are dealing with that, and you had to deal with that, you had to take those mental breaks and really understand that you didn't use that as an excuse to say, nah, I can't achieve this greatness. Nah, I can't go to college, or nah, I cannot complete these tasks and these requirements that I have set for myself to be great. These achievements, these accolades that I know that I have completed or I want to complete. You didn't use that as an excuse.
Right.
You kept on fighting.
I failed at every level. Wow. I was held back in the 5th grade, but I was held back because I was ADHD. We can look back now and know why.
Yeah.
Then we didn't know. So now we know. But what it was is I didn't fail grade-wise, but I used to play around. So
Yes.
and I would always wait till the last minute to get things done.
Yeah.
My mama felt like I wasn't mature enough to go on, which I ain't saying she was wrong.
Yes, which makes sense. But it didn't deter you, right?
Nah.
Okay.
Hey, look, I almost got kicked out of college. I was on every single probation that the school offered. I was in the dean's office and I said, hey, man, you can't send me home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, put me on every probation. Like, I know you ain't gonna reason to believe me, but that ain't that dude. I'm about to do better. Just the simple fact that I can't fail. Like, there's no way I was going home
Yes.
telling my mama,
Ain't nothing like facing a black mother
man, look,
and telling her,
I wasn't doing it.
I got kicked out of college.
I wasn't doing it.
playing.
I wasn't doing it. I wasn't going home. Like, you got to, bro.
Yeah.
You kicked me out of this school, I ain't going home. Like,
It ain't going there.
Nah. I'm trying to make it the next year.
Okay.
Like, that ain't possible.
So tell me how those things or how your upbringing influenced you and your dedication to keep going and not make excuses.
I'm gonna put that on my mom, man.
Okay.
She was always the type, I'm gonna put it on football. Like, I love football.
Okay.
That was one of the motivating things to have me do well. Hold that against me. Well, you do this or no football.
No
You
football.
do this or no football.
No football.
Right? But even with football, there were times I'm outside playing with my friends. Time football practice, oh, no, I ain't going. Oh, yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah,
She held you accountable.
period. It's that accountability, man. It's that accountability. Hey, and then going forward, right, for the next football season, before we sign up and I pay my money for this football,
Yes.
are we going to be fighting about going to practice? No, mama. You know what I'm saying? I know that, that was already the answer. Like, before she paid that money, the answer was yes, and she wasn't giving it. I was playing football.
Yeah.
And so that was it. And so it was time like, you might,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But you day on it there. And
You better go.
Here we go fast and you don't ready for football practice. So, yeah, that's what it is. It's accountability. It's accountability in everything I do. And that's just like, when I said I was going to get my mortgage license, I told everybody,
We'll get them.
hey, I'm about to be studying for my mortgage license. I'm about to have it. And I told my brothers, my best friends, my parents, my family, and I told them all, hey, hold me to it.
Yes.
If you see me slacking off, be like, hey, ask me a question that's a mortgage question. I used to tell my mom every day, make me explain to you
Yes.
something new about the mortgage business.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I told people that I knew, one, couldn't wait to hold me accountable.
Yes.
Right? Can't wait to, hey, sometimes like people talk about your haters. Hey, your haters can be your best motivator.
Can be your best motivator.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
Because sometimes you tell that person that's going to be like, oh, you ain't going to do it. Tell them. That's the that's that motivation.
They're gonna hold your feet to the fire.
Right.
Yes.
And sometimes that's the only accountability team you got is the hater.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that's the only accountability team you have,
Yes.
hey, use it.
I'm with
Right? And so, and then, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with this? Guess what? First time I took it, failed it. Wow. Right. First time I took my insurance test, failed it. These tests is hard, bro. But I don't have a problem telling people I failed it. But here's the deal. When I open up, it gives people the power to open up.
And those are the things, and this is why we're here. And I keep saying this, and I know y'all like, man, I'm tired of him saying that, but it's true. This is why we're here, because when you hear these stories and when you hear individuals come on here and say, hey, I didn't achieve this right off the bat. This wasn't easy. This wasn't me just going and being like, I did it the first time. You know, I didn't make an excuse to say I didn't do it the first time and I gave up.
Yeah.
I didn't accomplish that first goal. I had to work at it. I had to keep fighting. I had to keep going, but I didn't make an excuse. What I hear you saying is, look, I was in college. I was in school. I did all these things, and it wasn't easy. In 5th grade, I got held back. My mom held me and made me held me accountable to playing football and told me, hey, before I pay this money, you playing or not? Went to college. In college, in the dean's office.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I can't go home.
Right.
You started to hold yourself accountable because of the values that were instilled in you as a young man.
Absolutely.
And you didn't make excuses for that. Even when you didn't do maybe everything that you were supposed to do at that moment in time, you fought. And those are the things that make us great. Those are the things that we look at and we talking about this in this podcast and saying these things because we want you to know that there is no excuse for not succeeding. There is no excuse for not being great. Because when we got individuals on here in this world who look at you can hear their stories and look at what they've been through and they say, hey man, it wasn't easy. It was trials and tribulations that I went through, but I didn't give up.
Right.
And it ain't no excuse because even if things happen, I woke up. I had opportunity to keep fighting, to keep trying, and I succeeded.
Absolutely.
So to hear that, man, that's just phenomenal.
Hey, and to be honest, I mean, you say you can, it's going to happen. You are going to fail.
Yes.
I promise it, especially if you get into business.
Yeah.
You're going to fail several times.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's all in taking that lesson, learning from it, and growing.
Yeah.
You fail your way to success.
Yes.
Right? You can hate the man all you want to, but you can use Donald Trump as the biggest person towards that.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
They'll talk about him when they want to, talk about how many times he filed bankruptcy. But he didn't care.
He didn't.
Right? I don't care. I'll file it again if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at, to me, you gotta put yourself in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my professors told me in school, he goes, I always want to be the ugliest, poorest, dumbest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it took for me to open my own business to understand what he was saying.
Yes.
And I thought I understood it then, but I understand it different now. And now I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I always want to be in the room, and I position myself now to always be in the room where I'm the one asking the question.
Yes. I surround myself with people who are smarter than me.
Period.
All the time.
Period. And that's the only people I want to be around, because that's going to elevate you.
Yes.
And I don't have no pride. That pride stuff, man, once you
gotta let it go.
That's first of all, if you want to be successful, that's the first thing you got to get rid of.
Gotta let it go.
Hey, look, I am not the smartest person. You know what I mean?
If you're the smartest person, that's your ceiling.
Then you need to change rooms.
Yeah, that's your ceiling. You can only go as high as you are. And I think that, for me, I never wanted to only be at the ceiling. That's like being around people. I remember we used to make jokes. We see a group of girls and you say, you hang with ugly girls.
Right.
Or girls, and not let me say ugly girls, but girls that aren't as attractive as you.
Right.
Because you want to be the one to get all the, have all the guys, get all the attention. And it was like, man, do I want to surround myself mentally like that?
Right.
In business, do I want to surround myself with people who think that I'm the smartest person? And no, because now my ceiling is just that.
Right.
This is as far as I can expand. I don't want to be that person. I want to be able to grow and expand and learn.
Every day, my goal is to get 1% better.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, that ain't my goal. That's just what I say.
Yeah.
But as long as I get 1% better, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Right? But my goal is going to be, like I said, when I first started out, my goal was to get 100% better, because I didn't start with nothing.
Yes.
Because you start with nothing. If you do anything, you're 100% better at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so with my percentages, at the time, I was like, my percentages need to decrease.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to go 100% every day towards my business.
Every day.
Now, eventually, I'm only going to be able to get so much better at my business every day. Yeah. That's because it's going to trickle down, because I'm going to get better every day. It's going to get harder to be 100% better.
Yeah. What's one of the things that's most meaningful to you? That means the most to you?
So, relationships. Yeah. As you get older, and as you work those long hours and you work up for all these accomplishments.
Yes.
And then even when you get some accomplishments, ain't nobody around.
You right.
Who you sharing them with?
Yes.
What do they mean at the end of the day?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you learn to appreciate the relationships.
Yes.
And not just family and friends, but especially in business. It's just like me and you, we have a relationship, but we are building a business relationship.
Yes.
And as I share knowledge with you and help you exceed in your career, and you help me exceed in my career,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, that relationship is going to be turned into even more.
Absolutely.
So you learn to appreciate those relationships even more too, 'cause especially when you're in business, that's where you spend a lot of your time at anyway.
Yes.
So
Yes.
and it's all the relationships, man.
Man, you said, you said it just perfect, because I think I've met so many people, and I've built so many great relationships. I think one of the best relationships, and I always got to give a shout out to the man behind the camera, Sully, Amir Films. He's a phenomenal guy, and he's just a even better professional. But even more than that, he's a great friend.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting him a while ago, and he was the one who really encouraged me to take a step out and create this thing that we're doing in this platform. But relationships like that mean so much. And when we do things like that, and we build those relationships, and you learn, like you said, you learn from people who can take you and expand your horizon of knowledge and business and things like that. I mean, it just means so much. And then you get to learn who they know and what they know. Yeah. I mean, that's just, in networking opportunities. Yeah. I mean, and then you build those relationships that mean so much more, and it gives you an opportunity to learn so much more. Absolutely. And like you said, that right there is priceless.
Period. And I think what you was hitting on is dope, because if we have a relationship, right? Now I'm helping you with your financial advisor or whatever, right? Like,
yes.
If you're just a customer, right? I might only do your financial advisor or whatever.
Yes.
So if we have a relationship, I might teach you the financial advisor. Yes. I'm gonna teach you how to do things differently. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, you're gonna see the day in and day out. So when you with another business person day in, day out, you get to see their structure, how they organize, and then you don't just see it, you get to talk to them about it, because the understanding is everything.
Yes.
I can see what you're doing, but if I don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, I can't really copy it. It don't mean nothing to me. Yeah. So you can get that in that relationship where somebody's willing to share more because they care about you.
Yeah.
That's what I say. It's everything is in a relationship.
Man, that's phenomenal. Yeah. So I had the pleasure of meeting your dad.
Okay.
I think your dad is a phenomenal guy, man. I really respect him. I just went to a class, and I was a part of a presentation that he was a part of, and he was just phenomenal in what he does. And I think parents, especially fathers, are so vital to young men. And I know he's been there in your life. What is one of the biggest and most influential things that he's taught you growing up to become a man and in business? Well, that has helped you in business.
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I could think of I think one of the biggest things for me, lessons. I always take everything in lessons, and the stupid short lessons in life.
Okay.
It's the little moments. I always quote little quotes that my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my dad taught me.
Okay.
Right? And in business, to me, it's like the hustle. Right?
Okay.
Because there's a lot of hustle in business.
Okay.
I felt like my dad hustled me one time.
Okay.
He was teaching me how to play poker.
Okay.
Right? And he taught me, he's like, all right, you think you ready to play money? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I felt like I had the game.
Yeah.
He took all my money.
All of it.
All of it. Like down to the last penny. To the last penny. Now, I thought he was going to give it back too.
Yeah. No, that's his.
Yeah, it was his. And he was like, hey, son, as he was sliding my money away, never play another man's game. And I was like, okay. I took that a lot of ways, and it has helped me through life. One, not get hustle.
Yes.
Because then I've been able to see the hustle before, like, oh, nah. Then two, you don't know what you don't know, right? And you might think you know.
Yes.
But nah, you don't know. And so I always want to dive deeper. Yeah, it taught me how to dive deeper and get to know more. And everything ain't what's right in front of your face.
Yeah.
That's why you got to dive deeper. Everything ain't what it looks like. So.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
For us, and I grew up different, and I'm not gonna say necessarily different, but I grew up with not knowing who my biological father is, and I know a lot of people are scared to share certain things, and it took me a long time to be able to share certain things. But I had a phenomenal uncle that was in my life, and he took me at a certain age, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to take you under my wing and show you and teach you how to be a young man." And I thank him so much for that. I love him so much for that. Mr. David Corbett. I know him as Uncle Kevin, and everybody who knows me knows Uncle Kevin. That is my father figure. But I think it's so vital. And for you have both mom and dad. How did that affect you with having that balance of mom and dad? The emotional, affectionate side, and then having the dad, which was the, and I don't know who might have been a more authoritative figure, right. But how did that balance help you?
So I think it's dope that you feel like my dad's been in my life, because that's the relationship we have now. That's not the relationship we've always had.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my dad left when I had to be 4.
Okay.
Probably 4 years old. Moved to Atlanta. He didn't come back till I was in high school. Now, I would stay with him. I stayed with him a couple summers in the summer.
Okay.
He was always a phone call away, but he wasn't in my life.
Yeah, how did that affect you?
Man, I'm coming to find out now it did a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up, I didn't think it did.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think it did. So, like me and my pops, we talk about it now.
Yeah.
I never felt like he wasn't in my life.
Okay.
Because I felt like I could pick up the phone and he gonna answer. Mm-hmm. And I could have a conversation. If I felt like if I did need him, he was gonna be there.
He was gonna be there.
Right. And so, and my mama was so strong.
Yeah.
I felt like I was good. My great-grandfather was around.
Uh-huh.
My grandfather was around. Like, I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything.
Okay.
I didn't recognize that to diving into mental health a whole lot later. Therapy sessions let all that out. You know what I'm saying? Those therapy sessions let all that out. So, yeah, you come to recognize, like, oh, no, I got some daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, I didn't even know that was a real thing. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
So when you kind of dug deep into it and you realized that you did have some issues, how did that affect you?
Once you know better, you do better. Period. That's that whole no excuses attitude.
Yeah.
Once you know better, you do better. So once I was able to acknowledge, so just like talking to the therapist, and I was talking to her, I'm like, you know what? I hear you talking about some of this. It sounds like me.
Yes.
And she wasn't my therapist. She was my girl at the time's therapist.
Okay.
I was in basically couples therapy with my girl. And then the therapist was like, now, Brandon.
Yeah.
She tried to let me down easy. Like, now, I ain't spent a whole lot of time with you.
But.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I didn't even realize it was ADHD at the time. I was just saying ADD.
Okay.
I dove into the ADHD because I was with my brother-in-law and my cousin.
Okay.
Going to pick up this grill. My brother-in-law, he in the mortgage business. We talking finances and we talking everything. So he ADHD.
Okay.
So we diving into all that. So I was like, man, you know what? I think I might be ADHD. And so my cousin, he older than me, so he done known me all my life. He look at me slowly like, out of the corner of his eye, like, cuz, like,
yeah,
you definitely ADHD.
Okay.
Like, so then, you just go down the wormhole and Google. And you start Googling everything, start talking to the therapist. She start giving you tools. You start recognizing the other emotional, mental things. Here's the thing about going to a therapist, right? And this is what I tell everybody. Everybody needs a therapist, bro.
Mental health, no excuses. Hey, go check yourself. Hey, this is real. Listen, I highly recommend it. Mental health is real. I done been to it. I go to them. I don't think it's nothing wrong with it. No, I truly recommend it.
Hey, look, and I tell everybody, and here's the thing, let's talk. I was telling you, I mean, I live in complete transparency.
Yeah.
And then me talking about it, guess what? So my best friends was in therapy. Like, bro, I ain't even say nothing, but I'm in therapy. That changed my life. Yeah. And then they're talking about it, somebody, so you really believe in therapy? I'm like, what?
Yes.
Got my parents into it and everything. Like, it. So people are like, I don't need therapy. I got people I can talk to. Mm-hmm. I tell people all the time, yeah. I have people I can talk to about finances, but they can't make me no money.
Yeah.
Go talk to the professionals. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can talk to somebody and be able to pour out to them and trust, and but they can't give you professional advice.
Exactly.
They looking from the outside of being what they don't know.
Yes.
What you don't know, what you don't know. I tell people all the time, like, you talking to another poor person, they can't teach you nothing but how to successfully be poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. Like, go to the professionals. Like, because I was the same way.
Yes.
Like I tell you, I was at one point in time, I was having my checks garnished.
Yes.
And I was a college graduate, went through finance class.
Wow.
You know, like,
yes.
Got to a financial advisor. Okay. Okay.
Now
okay.
Yes.
Right?
I see.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now. Now, I don't do the same things. I don't live the same way. Right?
So how did, after you went to start seeing a therapist and start really dissecting the things that really, that you found that was an issue for you, how did it change your life as far as your business and your personal?
So it helped me really understand a lot of things I was struggling with my entire life.
Okay.
And so I've been fighting my ADHD or even hiding it, right? You hide it because you don't want to seem dumb or slow. But I learned different.
Okay.
So I would take the way I learned or whatever, and that's why I never did homework or nothing. I could still get straight A's if I wanted to. But I was like, okay, because I can't sit down. I can't do these things, right? And the teacher be like, I just can't do these. No, I can't do them. Like, I used to be at work on the computer, and man, I just got to get up because my skin crawl. That's like now, I'm in front of a computer often. I'm putting in F&As. I'm doing mortgages, I got to get up, walk around, right? Because I'm one of those people that I try to refuse to take medicine. And so, but there's tools available.
Yeah.
So I chop my day up now. I don't do the same things I used to do. Yeah. I know I can't do them. Instead of fighting against what is so hard for me.
Yes.
Just use the tools and make it easier.
Yes.
So instead of try to spend 2 hours, I'm going to spend 2 hours in front of this computer. No, I ain't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend 20 minutes. Earlier, you heard my alarm go off. I had to turn all them off. I got alarm to go off every hour. And then at even, it go off every half hour. Because I know I can sit at the computer, especially since now I got to be on social media and everything.
Yes.
I got to be on Facebook. You know how easy it is for me to drift off into the Facebook feeds and somebody else's problems and this, that, and the other. That alarm is,
Let me get off.
Get back on track.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I just use tools. I got calendars set up everywhere now.
Yes.
I got alarms set up everywhere now. Like I got this phone, right? I had to start writing it down. So I got a white erase board.
Yeah.
Because I need to see it. That's how I memorize it. That's how I learn. So I got me a white erase board. I put different color everything up there. Bills, appointments, whatever. Everything goes up there.
Yes.
So then my thing was to just transition from the whiteboard to my phone.
Okay.
So I was taking stuff from my whiteboard and I put reminders in my phone. And that's how I learned how to put reminders, and they gave alerts, and I was like, don't do this. Well, it does do that.
Yeah.
So then I was like, Google, does your phone do this? Because I spent $1,600 on this phone. It better do it.
You better do it.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And guess what? It do it in 5 different ways, but I never even looked at how to do it. And so I ain't never had it. So I'm just using the tools. And it's like, I used to do stupid stuff just I'm ADHD, just forget stuff out. Like I just cooked some ribs the other night. Usually I eat my ribs, cut them up, eat them up, put them on. Yeah. Nah, can't do that no more. Because I'm tired of leaving my food out all night and wasting it. Stop right now. Put it up right now.
Put it right now.
Put it up right now.
Because I ain't going to make an excuse
later, because and it's not an excuse, I really do have ADHD.
Yes.
But it's an excuse because I could have did it. I put it off, then the ADHD kicked in.
Okay.
So ADHD is not an excuse.
There it is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like somebody can say all day, like, well, I do have ADHD.
Yes.
You do.
You do.
Yeah. You do. Facts.
Yeah. But there's other tools and other things that you can do.
Period.
So that you don't use ADHD for your excuse.
Period.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There's tools everywhere. Right. So use the tools.
Man, that is phenomenal, man. Yeah. And I ain't gonna keep you, man, because we can sit here and talk.
Oh man, look, I can talk. We ain't start talking money yet.
Exactly. So I'm gonna get into. I got a couple questions for you. I want to go into in business. What's the most important lesson you learned?
It's business. It's not personal.
Okay.
Take the emotion out of it.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's enough said.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, no excuses. It's business. It's not personal. It's business. It's not personal. That is one of the best lessons that you could possibly learn.
Yeah.
Great. I know it's some things that you have done.
Right.
That you just didn't want to do
every day.
But you did it because you had no excuse not to do it.
Right.
In your personal life, in your business life.
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
Man, everything in life.
Okay.
In business, there's going to be a thousand things. This is one of the biggest misconceptions of when people think they're going to open their own business, they're going to be their own boss. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yes.
Nah, you ain't. It's funny that you think so. That's how I know you ain't never been in business.
Yeah.
It's like you talk to the little kid like, oh, that's cute.
That's the first thing they say. I don't work for nobody.
Well, then how you going in business? That's what business is. So every day, look, biggest thing is I am not a social media person.
Me neither.
Hate it. Period.
Yes.
Gotta do it.
Gotta do it. That's the way of the world now, ain't it?
Hey, bro, look. Gotta do it. And here's the deal. I'll be showing these numbers. You talk about my pops.
Yeah.
So he older than me. He hated more than me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Pops, here's the deal. No one cares. Nobody cares if you like doing it or not. Do you like money?
Yes.
You gotta do it.
Yes.
Right? And then he's dragging his feet on it. I'm doing it.
Yes.
I'm getting results.
Yes.
My phone's ringing.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, still all quiet over there.
Yeah.
You still not doing it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I talked to my aunt, right? Talked to her about business. She said, I don't like doing that. I just started laughing. Like,
Who cares?
Don't nobody care what you like doing?
Yeah.
Like, nobody in business cares what you like to do.
Yes.
Like, it's great if you love what you do, because that makes it easier, but no customer cares what you like doing. Yeah, just provide the service that you're supposed to provide, like, and you be great at business. Personal life is the same thing, man. Like, personally, it can be a little different because, you know, you allow yourself some slack personally,
Absolutely.
right? But at the end of the day, you still got, my great-grandfather told me, you know, at the end of the day, the hardest thing you ever have to do is stand on your own 2 feet and be your own man.
Be your own man.
And that's every day in life personally. Like, everything in life, like, you don't want to do, period, right? You got responsibilities, If you want certain things in life, you going to have to do certain things.
You're going to have to.
Right? And that's just like, I posted on Facebook not too long ago, man, I hate rodents, raccoons, possums, scared of them, hate them, don't like them. I got a lot of land in the country. There was a coyote ran up in the yard. Me and my mom was just talking like, man, we ain't see no coyotes out here. And I was like, man, coyote right there.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh man, something back there. Vultures just circling.
Yeah.
Buzzards, whatever. I'm like, ah man. Cause I know I gotta go out there.
Yeah, you gotta go out there and do something about it.
Moms, you know, it's just me and moms at the house. Like, I'm over her house. Like, I can't just run home. You know what I'm saying? I want to though. You know, moms, man, she think you're a superhero anyway.
Yes.
So I'm out there. I put a post on Facebook, man, because it took me. I was like, hey, look. Of course, she all the way up in the yard screaming out orders.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I gotta work through this and process this. You know, have my gun on me and everything, poking at it, making a lot of noise while walking up to it. And I see flies coming out the mouth. I'm like, okay, it's dead. But even then, still, like,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
man,
not me,
bruh.
I'm letting that. Listen, I'm gonna let you know,
man. Look,
I don't fool with animals of no sort.
Me either.
I'm calling the exterminator guy. I'm calling whoever.
You can't.
Not me.
What you gonna say? Look, and mom's is right there too.
I'm telling mom, don't worry about it. We gonna call somebody.
Nah, you can't. Look, that's when you gonna go broke. Look, as your financial advisor, I'm gonna tell you, go out there. Yeah, go out there and get that shovel, fam.
It's gonna be hard.
That's what I had to do. I had to go out there and get that shovel.
Yeah.
I walked it into the woods, threw it back in the woods, came out, had all the heebie-jeebies, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
Gotta do it, man. The hard thing you gotta do is be a man sometimes, man.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. So last question, man, and I ask every guest this, because of everything you've been through, and you've been through a lot, and you not made one excuse.
Right.
You've continued to be successful. You've continued to grow, and you have not made no excuses for continuing to be successful. And I really look at who you are and what you are as a true success for your community, for your family, for your friends. If there was one message that you can give to the younger generation, what would it be?
Man, it's hard to boil it down to one message, but if I had to, it's don't give up. Don't quit. And it's never as hard as you think it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to jump, right? And when you jump, you're like, oh, that was it. But you build the fear takes over your mind, and man, it makes it hard. But after you do it, like, man, that wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
All right? You said one, but I'm going to keep on going.
Okay.
Get over your pride.
Yes.
Pride is the biggest thing that'll keep you back, right?
Yes.
I'm going to walk in the room and be like, hey, I'm the dumbest one in the room.
Yes.
And once you can do that, you'll be successful.
You'll be successful.
But here's the deal what happens. Once you do it, you're going to recognize that nobody cares you dumb.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Like if your kid come up to you and be like, help me with this.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, you big dummy.
Yeah.
No one does that in real life.
Does that at all.
People are happy to help you.
Yes.
So get over that pride and just go be the dumbest one in the room and keep putting yourself in the room. Don't be scared to put yourself in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that's dope. Man, it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you on No Excuse Podcast. Your story, the things that you've been through, the advice that you've been able to give to our listeners, it's been great. I want to give you a second to be able to let people know about your business, how they can get in contact with you, who, where, when, what, why. If you can just tell them what you got going on.
Sure.
Today.
All right. So you can contact me at 937-280-5885. 5457. I do financial advising. In my financial advising, what I do is we'll help you with credit repair. We'll help you set up a FNA, financial needs. We'll help you create budgets. We can help you with insurance. Like I said, I'm licensed insurance, home, life, auto, licensed mortgage broker. I will help you get into a home. We will help you find money. It's not even just get into a home. It's investment banking. I help you with investment property. People want to do rentals, flip properties. I can help you with all that. Really, any financial needs, man, is what I do. That's why I'm putting it all under one roof. Like I said, that number is 937-280-5457. You can call me anytime, text me at that number. We can sit down and we can just go over free consultation, everything free. It don't cost nothing to call me. It don't cost nothing for my services. I'm here for the community. And after that, I just want to give back. Like, so what success is like, it looks like the people around me being successful.
Man, that's amazing, man. So, man, as always, man, it's great. It's great to be able to be on a platform to give the individuals in our community their roses. Today, we was able to talk about something that's just so phenomenal and big in our community. Today, Brandon talked about mental health. Mental health is so big. And I think it's overlooked a lot of times in our community because we won't accept that sometimes that we just need to go get some help. Whether you're ashamed, whether you don't believe that you need to talk to somebody, don't be afraid to ask for help. A lot of you or a lot of people and individuals out here, y'all know my story. Y'all know I suffer from epilepsy, but I don't make no excuses. I've been through a lot, but I hold true in my belief is that I can do it. I can achieve greatness. And that's just like with everybody else out there. Keep fighting. Keep being strong. Keep standing in your true beliefs in who you are and what you can do. Don't let anything deter you from being excellent. Make no excuses for who you are and where you can go. None of us will and none of us have. We all get on this platform because we believe in who we are and what we can achieve. And we believe in you too. So stand in your truth and keep doing what you do. We love you. Until next time.